On this video, we'll give you sneaky stats heading into the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. With this information, you could use it for prop betting and your postseason fantasy football leagues. I'm Alex Zaslowski, he's Jeff Erickson. What observations can you make about the running back position this week?
All right, so what if I told you that the Bucs aren't the worst team to face if you've got a running back? They're bad. They're number 5 right now, Alan. The worst team for your running back to face is the Tennessee Titans. By far. Only 13.7 fantasy points per game by opposing running backs this year. Only 1 receiving touchdown all year, which is interesting. You know about the Tennessee defensive line. You don't realize that the linebackers are pretty good at shadowing those running backs too. It's a bad week to use Joe Mixon. I think you should steer away from him. I think if Cincy starts talking about establishing the run away. I think that's bad news for Cincy. They need to beat Tennessee through the air. That's the way you have to beat this team. If they start trying to, say we want to get Joe Mixon 20 carries, that's trouble. The Bucs are number 5 against the run, by the way. They're pretty good still against running backs. I should say against running backs, averaging 15.7 fantasy points per game. But, and this is the good news, you can still start Cam Akers. 127 receptions for 850 yards and 6 touchdowns against the Bucs this year by running backs. So, I think you're going to see that the Rams have to use Akers in the passing game. I like him better than Sony Michel in terms of utilizing him in the passing game. Running it at the teeth of the defense. Abandon all hope ye who enter here still when it comes to the Bucs. And the Niners and the Titans. And really the Packers too. There's a lot of good run defenses remaining in the playoffs.
Do you see the wide receivers getting a few additional targets in those games?
Absolutely. You should. And I mean, anybody can read a stat book. You don't want to become a one-dimensional team. You got to run some to establish the physicality, but it's not establish the run so we can set up the pass. If the Bengals aren't coming out passing on Saturday afternoon, then there's something wrong.
Okay, give me a sneaky stat for the wide receiver position.
All right, everyone expects this Chiefs-Bills game to be a wild shootout. The 2 hottest offenses in football. I get it. I'm excited about this game too. Slow your roll just a little bit. I know, the Bills had a significant injury, and they don't have their best corner, but the Bills by a wide margin are number 1 against fantasy points against quarterbacks, against wide receivers, number 3 against tight ends. It's a tough matchup. We saw this game actually once already too in the Sunday night game. Now, granted, there was a lightning delay in that game. It was a little bit of a different game. And the Chiefs are going to have a ramped up Arrowhead crowd. It's a different Chiefs team now than it was then. I'm telling you, even without Tre'Davious White, the Bills have a legit tough pass defense. And they're going to bring all this heat into Mahomes. Can the Chiefs adjust accordingly? I almost kind of like the under in this one here. I know it's the highest total in the week.
That's a good sharp play right there, because I think a lot of people are going to be on the over.
It's more fun to bet overs, right?
Oh, and I think the market prices that in. Nobody likes to root for punts. Okay, the tight end position. What's a little bit of a sneaky stat that might be actionable heading into the divisional round for tight ends?
Okay, so we've established it's not the Bills. You don't want to face the Bills. It's not Kelsey is a great one. If you're trying to pivot away from Kelsey, the team you might sneakily want to go with is the Tennessee Titans and Anthony Firkser. 2 touchdowns the last 2 weeks of the regular season. He's gotten more targets than Jeff Swaim finally. Everybody that drafted Firkser is like, I don't want to even hear it. But he's had like 9 targets the last 2 weeks. He's had 2 touchdowns. The Bengals are the worst remaining team in the playoffs against tight ends. They have some significant injuries on defense too. They're going to be all geared up trying to stop Derrick Henry. I think the play action to the tight end is going to work. Anthony Firkser catches a touchdown pass on Saturday. That is my prediction.
To see RotoWire's premium content featuring Jeff's value meter, go to rotowire.com/try. And right now, you can see our fantasy baseball draft kit. It's posted. It's live. And we'll be continuing to put fantasy baseball videos up on the YouTube channel. So remember to like and subscribe.